Howdy y'all. Well, I finally got a chance to get out and do some more bow hunting here in the Show Me State. Only been out one other time so far. Sitting here in the truck, kind of thinking over the plan. I've already looked at an aerial map, looked at Google, and also some things that I found out the last time we were in here doing a little bit of squirrel hunting. There's a standing cornfield, just over the hill to the south here. And I'm open for a little conversation here about whether or not the deer will actually feed on standing corn. But I've seen a lot of different comments about that over the time that I've looked and studied it out on the internet. But last weekend it was a standing cornfield and they may have cut it. But I'm going to go down there and give it a go. It's there's a nice timbered creek that runs along the south edge of it. And it may be a couple acres of corn in there. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to do an area on it with one of my polygon tools. There's a nice little watering hole on the south side of the creek, and the corn is, like I say, on the north side of the creek. Kind of a long linear cornfield. And I'm thinking that with this southeast wind of say 10 to 15 miles an hour, should be a little less once I get down in there. I'm hoping to pick some of the deer up off of this river bottom as they come up out of the river bottom, and maybe at right before dark 30 start thinking about heading into this corn. So I'll sit tight, finish up our lunch here and get all sprayed down and see what happens.
Looks like that corn is still standing. So let's see if we can find us a decent tree for our climber. Standing over here kind of on the northwest end of this corn. It's more long than it is wide. I've got the wind in my face, so I'm going to see if I can get over there and find me a tree where I can pick these up. These deer coming up off the river bottom. There's a nice little rub right there, really. It doesn't really look all that old. I can't seem to find a good tree here, so I might have to try to either hunker down on the ground or find a tree down on that creek bottom there. Well, I managed to find a decent tree here. We're gonna sit up here on the south edge of this standing cornfield. I'm looking north, and I'm gonna swing to the east here, and then all the way up and down the south side of me is a nice ditch with all kinds of trails coming up out of it. And there is a small pond just on the other side over there. So let's get up here and see if we can get settled in. Well, it's working on about a quarter till 3 here. And we're get settled in for a little bow hunting action.
Well, it's about 10 till 3. It's pretty quiet. We're ready to go. We got about, well, let's see, sunset here is 4:56. So shooting light is going to shut off a half an hour later. Typically I can't even see my peep sight at that time, so I got no worries there. Now we're going to settle in, get ready for some bow hunting.
Looks like a raccoon on that tree. If he comes over here, I might just introduce him to one of my Montec G5s. Squirrels as usual. And we're not even hunting the little bookers. We're trying to do some deer hunting. Well, it's almost 4 o'clock. The shadows are growing longer on the cornfield here. Got the sun going down on my back, getting blocked out by the creek that I'm in here, or close to. Been hearing a lot of the squirrels barking and stuff. So maybe we'll see some deer action here before too long. I think they're gonna feel pretty good about this field because it's secluded. Surrounded pretty much by timber. So we'll keep our fingers crossed here.
Well, we got about an hour of daylight left. So we're going to be getting down to crunch time here. I've seen a lot of squirrels. Saw me a raccoon. It's still pretty quiet other than that. So stay tuned.
Well, I made a good call by setting up in this field. There are definitely deer in here. And within the last, say, 30 minutes, I have missed 2 shots that were probably right around 20 yards. Man, I held my draw on one for a long time. And those deer, they didn't even bolt until after the second shot. But it was a nice doe and a fawn. And they're still out there, but they're kind of hidden quite a ways away from me now. But that's hunting for you. got down out of the tree there and grabbed my arrows, and saw them both. They were both laying flat on the ground, kind of stuck in the tall weeds. So it looked like my guess on the distance was the same both times. But I tell you what, that one of those shots I was really shaking bad because of my holding my draw. So I had to let her down, and you know how that goes. But I'll see if I can get some more of the details here later on, because I think my battery's about to go. But I'm thinking I shot low, and it was really kind of cool because see how much of this detail I can get on here before the battery goes. There was a fawn and a doe came out, and I ended up having a couple of shots on the doe within 10 minutes, and eventually the fawn, a couple shots on the fawn, and the mama doe figured out things here pretty quick. It started stomping at my tree. She was probably about 25-30 yards out, and eventually they ended up on the north side of the cornfield. But I'll tell you what, this is the most exciting hunt I've had all year, and I have definitely got to give that spot a try again here before too long. But better get everything packed up here. It's kind of fun hearing the coyotes sitting here and checking it all out. But get home and get this posted. See y'all later.